If you're looking to lose weight, it can be hard to cut through the noise and find options that are safe and practical. Joining us now is Kara Swanson, co-founder of Life Well Lived, to share some steps you can take right now to start safely losing weight. Kara, it's so great to have you again today. Let's dive right in. You know, when people hear the words lose weight, diet, it doesn't bring up any good thoughts. Let's walk through some steps to help people feel more empowered.
Yeah, that's so true, right? When we focus on dieting, it's really frustrating, right? Especially when you're not seeing results. And so I like to focus on how can we be healthy, right? And then the weight will come with that. So the first thing a practical tip that I help women implement is eating a high fiber rich breakfast. And I've talked about it before, but eating a high fiber rich breakfast will set you up for success all day long. And it will not only keep you fuller longer, but it also reduces your cravings for unhealthy foods, supports your hormones, and helps you lose weight.
When we're talking about, getting that good breakfast in, and then also our hormones, I think perhaps we don't think about how much food does affect hormones, emotions, mental clarity through the day. How dangerous is it to skip breakfast as a means of, I get through half the day and cutting down my calories? Lots of people do that.
Yeah, they do. And, oftentimes it just leads you to eat more, right? In the evenings when we want to cut down on what we're eating, or it just produces more of those cravings. So you're really not saving calories at the end of the day.
And, dieting, the diet industry, you've talked about how there's a lot of frustrating and complicated diets and gimmicks that don't work. Tell us more about your plan to help people work with their bodies, appreciate food more, and, have a healthier diet.
Yeah, another thing that I recommend is drinking apple cider vinegar. So this is actually a really cheap and just simple hack to lose weight. All you need to do is mix 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a cup of water and drink that twice a day. It's also a hunger suppressant and it helps lower blood sugar too.
And then when's a good time to not eat late into the evening to help, the body? Because I know when you've eaten a lot right before you go to bed, the metabolism has a lot of work to do and you're not going to sleep as good.
Yeah, it affects sleep. So what I recommend is don't eat past 7:30. If you are hungry past 7:30, just make sure you're eating something healthy. Physiology wise though, our bodies process foods differently in the evening and we actually hold on to those calories instead of burning them. So practically speaking, we also tend to eat more snacky foods in the evening. So this will really save you lots of just those extra empty calories that we tend to eat.
And before we go, what's a word of encouragement to folks coming back to a lot of pandemic? You're in a roller coaster of gaining weight, losing weight quickly, lots of different stresses. What can you tell people today, maybe just to have some grace with themselves as they find a better rhythm again?
Yeah, it starts small, right? Focus on a couple of things, starting with breakfast or the apple cider vinegar even, and giving yourself grace. No one is meant to be perfect, and that mindset really holds us back. So just, taking it one step at a time, and you're going to inch closer to your goals.
We thank you so much for your time. We can always use health tips no matter what stage we are at with our weight loss goals. Thank you so much for joining us again today.